Hello, my yarn lovers, my fiber artists, my crafty and creative people. I am recording this video for WIP Wednesday. That's right. So get your beverage, get your project, come on in and hang out with me. And say hello in the comment section. Let me know what you're working on today. All right. Say hi. I'm from South Dakota and I am knitting a sweater or whatever it is that we do. If you crochet, if you paint, if you draw, if you sculpt, maybe you just have me on while you're eating lunch. I do that with some of my YouTube buddies, right? I sit and I knit or crochet, got my people on. So I am knitting today. The yarn that we are working with is the Premier Yarns. It's called Dottie. It's a DK weight yarn. It's 100% acrylic. This is in the color Strawberry Fields. Now, I am working on, I'll show you the pattern. It's a free pattern on the website. If you buy the Dottie yarn or you look it up, it's called the Ruffled Dress. How cute is that, right? That's adorable. So, I thought, I make like baby stuff and I design baby stuff, right? Like you've seen, I don't know where it is, Mr. Bear, right? So I designed Mr. Bear's sweater, and that's like kind of a newbornish size sweater, right? So I can kind of do that, and then I just make my own garments to fit me. But I don't really know much about sizing things or making things for anybody sort of that's either not my size or like kind of newborn size. I'm not good at figuring out other sizes. And I said to myself, hey self, the one way you're going to get better about that is if you actually already work other people's patterns that are in different sizes, right? So with that little dress, I was like, that's a simple enough pattern, just make it maybe like in the toddler size. So I'm making mine in the 2 toddler size. So, so here's the funny thing about it. You do 120 stitches around for the middle. In a DK weight yarn, that's almost big enough for me. Okay, and so then to do the ruffle part, you double it. So that's what we got going on right here. 240 stitches for the toddler size dress. Now that's way bigger than me, okay? And then, it's huge. It's huge for a 2-year-old. I'm like, what in the world? So then, to get the bottom ruffle on the very bottom, you have to double the stitches again. So that means I'm going to be doing 480 stitches around. 480 stitches. What in the world? That's like as big as I'd make something for me for a size 2 toddler. So that's kind of crazy. I'm like, am I really gonna do that big? Right? Am I really gonna do that? These are my 47-inch cables for my needles. I'm gonna have to get out my 60-inch cables for my needles to do that. That's like blanket size. So I'm kind of like, are you sure? That just seems huge. Now, I'll be honest with you, I like a puffy skirt, right? I like a fluffy, puffy skirt. I like something that's twirly, that's got body, that, I do. Even at 47, I love a fluffy skirt. I love a skirt that you can twirl in and spin in and all that. So, and I do know that toddlers love that, right? 2-year-olds are walking by then, and a lot, not all for sure, not all. Some 2-year-olds, some, hate dresses, right? But I remember being a little girl and loving twirly skirts. So, I'm like, I guess, it just seems huge to me. 480 stitches around for the ruffle on a toddler dress seems like as big as I'd make it for me. Okay, it does. I'm like, I'd make that size of a dress for me. So I am kind of looking at this pattern going, oh my gosh, I could probably upsize this pattern. This is the 2 toddler, it goes to a 4 toddler, and then it goes, I think, to a 6 and an 8-year-old. I could probably take like the 8-year-old size and make it for myself at this point. It's so big. I'd probably have to extend the torso portion a little bit, you know. But yeah. So I'd love to hear from you. Have you bought the dottie yarn before from Premier Yarns? I mean, it's cute. Like, I actually like the patterning on it. If you don't know yet, hi, my name is May. I love yarn. I love to knit and crochet. Those are my hobbies. And I also happen to be visually impaired. And I am completely colorblind. And so I really didn't even know what color this yarn was when I bought it. I could tell it was like a white or maybe like a cream background and with strawberry fields. I was like, it's probably like a red or a pink, right? Kind of the color of ripening strawberries. I assume there'd be some green in it for like the green on the leaf. My sister says it has some yellow in it. So that's interesting. So I like the patterning though on these yarns. I think it's cute, right? It is. I mean, I'm not totally blind. I can see a little bit and there is some fun patterns that I think would look cute for a little girl. So I think it will be a cute dress. I'm just sort of scratching my head at the size, but who knows? Maybe I'll find eventually. I'm going to use the skirt, on my channel a little bit, the dress, but then at some point I'll probably will, give it to a friend who has a little girl or something. So it's not going to go to waste for sure. And it's a fairly easy, I'll be honest with you, it's a fairly easy pattern. And I am, of course, modifying how you do it some, right? And I'll talk about that more in a video if indeed I'm able to complete it, which, is still up in the air with me. As long as something's on the needles or on the hook, it's questionable whether it's going to be completed or not. It's like, it's not finished till the bind off's done, right? With me, disasters can still strike, things can happen, so I don't know. But let me know if you've worked with a dottie yarn before. Do you like it? It's acrylic, but it's a pretty soft acrylic, I'll be honest with you. I'm impressed with what Premier Yarn is doing with acrylics. I really am. This is a soft acrylic, and of course, being acrylic, is going to be machine washable, which is what you want for child garments. So anyway, if you're on my channel, you probably heard me talk about the fact that my sister's coming from the East Coast for her annual visit. I think I said in a previous video she comes once a week. I meant to say she comes for like a week or two once a year, because I live in Washington State. So yeah, so she'll be here soon, and she's gonna come to my house, and then she's gonna go to an airport, and then she's gonna take an Uber, all that kind of stuff, because I don't drive, because I'm too blind to drive. Not totally blind, but legally blind, too blind to drive. So we're gonna hang here. She's gonna chill out here for a little bit. So I am, of course, doing a lot of cleaning right now, like the prep work, right? Doing the bigger cleaning jobs that you don't do like every week or even every 2 weeks sometimes, right? But you're like, ooh, company's coming. So I've been running around like dusting windowsills and that kind of stuff. As somebody who's visually impaired, like I'm very used to, like washing dishes by feel and scrubbing countertops by feel and, dusting windowsills by feel. I can do all that. I was dusting the nightstand, which is really the yarn room. The room that she's got like a little twin bed because my sister's tiny, so she can fit into one of those. So there's a little twin bed in that room for her. And then there's my yarn. It's a mountain of yarns in there. That's where Yarn Mountain lives. She lives in Yarn Mountain. She knows it, although I think she will be a little bit astounded at the growth of Yarn Mountain. Okay. But anyway, I can do a lot of stuff by feel, but you know what you can't do by feel? Yeah. Things like mirrors, right? You can't really like clean a mirror by feel, right? Because as soon as you do, yeah, you smudge up the mirror, right? So I'm that's just one of those things that I have to just like remind myself and be like, okay, you just need to do that, and you just need to scrub and scrub and scrub some more, right? You just need to take I use like a Windex cleaner and a paper towel, and I'm like, okay, just keep cleaning, because you don't actually know you know, what the mirror looks like, and you don't want to try to feel and get more fingerprints on there and smudge it up even more, right? So, um, yeah, so that's the kind of stuff that I'm doing right now. So gonna do a little bit of like the window cleaning again. Just as like mirrors, right? Can't really do that by feel. You just kind of gotta go and trust and scrub some more. Same thing with the bathrooms, right? I can scrub out a sink by feel. I can scrub out the countertops by feel. I can scrub the shower by feel, but the toilet, nope, no thank you. Could you do it by feel? I'm sure you could, right? But not this girl. I'm just going to use that brush and scrub and scrub and scrub till my back aches and call it good. So, and that does get done more often, I promise. That's not something I only do once a year when my sister comes to visit. Probably don't do it as often as my mother'd like me to do it, but uh, you know, so I am busy this week with like the cleaning and the prep, right? For, you know, having company. Are any of you guys doing that? Are you having people come over to visit? Like, are you hosting people who are vacationing? Are you hosting family for the summer? Let me know in the comment sections. Do your grown siblings come and hang with you when, you know, like, cause you know, I'm 47, so we're not kids anymore, but we still like sister time. So do you still hang with your grown siblings, you know, as a grown up? Do they come to see you and visit you? Do they stay at your house? Do you just, you know, like chill out and catch up? Do you live close to your family? Or are you like us, where my sister's far away? So my mom and my dad all still live in Washington State. They still live in the house that they bought before I was born. So we did move as a family. We moved to Spokane for a little while when I was in grade school for a few years. We moved when I was in third grade, and then came back when I was in seventh grade. We kept the house, though. We rented it out to some people, and then we bought another house. Well, we rented and bought a house. We rented one house, and then we bought another house in Spokane, and lived there while my mom went to school. And then we moved back into our house. So they still have that house. I'll be there in a little while, hanging out. Might be able to do a little bit of filming there. I want to respect my family time together, you know. But we might be able to do a little bit of filming there. But so we will be going to hang out with our parents. So, you know, we still like to do things, even though we're grown up. That's kind of what we still do as a family. So let me know, like, as adults, you know, do you all still do that? Do you still go and visit like your parents? Do you stay at their house? You know, like in your childhood room still. That's what I'm gonna be doing. I'll be staying in my childhood room, and it's, you know, obviously my mom has moved some stuff in there, which is totally fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't need her to leave my room in any kind of pristine condition. It's her house, and I'm usually only there once a year, sometimes twice a year, depending on what's going on in life. Or sometimes, like last year, I'm just there once a year for 2 weeks, right? We helped her out with her knee surgery last year. We did her post-op PT with her, and cooking and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. So that was the family vacation last year. So, but let me know, you know, if you guys go and hang with your parents still. My parents really like that. And especially because they're getting kind of elderly. Like I said before, my dad's, oh gosh, my dad's 88. So, and my mom doesn't have that good at mobility anymore. So she doesn't like to travel. And she uses a walker. So she doesn't do a lot of things where she has to travel very far. So they don't want to do anything like that. So, adjust my knitting here. So with these long cables, I don't even know how I'm going to manage this when this is twice as long. Yeah, that's going to be crazy. So I've done stuff like that big before. I've shown it on this channel. I have this red skirt that I made for myself in the Knit Paisley Crochet Stroll, which is a fingering weight yarn. And that skirt, by the time I got to the bottom of that had 420 stitches, but that was fingering weight, right? This is going to be 480 stitches in a DK weight yarn. So this thing is going to be huge. Can I manage it? Yeah, and it's not for too long. It's the bottom ruffle on the dress. So I've only got a few more rounds to go with what I'm doing right now, and the skirt will be almost, I think, I think I'm around 102. That's just easier for me to count the rounds, right? Because I don't do gauge well, and for me to measure things, I'm not very good at that. And so I've checked the gauge on the pattern, and it says 7 rows equals 1 inch, and then it said for this particular size that I'm making, the 2 toddler, you want to work 9 inches from the last increase round. So that would be 9 times 7 would be 63. So from my increase round, I want 63 rounds. So gotta readjust this thing constantly. So 63 rounds from the increase round for me gives me 104 rounds is what I gotta go before I do the increase round. So I'm on round 102 right now. So I have to do this round and then 2 more rounds, and then is when I jump it up and do the big increase. And then you do that for this is a free pattern, right? I'm not giving away paid work. I want to be clear. You too can download this pattern for free. I did not design it. But then you do like 1 inch, it says, so that'd be another 7 rounds out. So you actually do a purl round at the bottom of this skirt. I'll do a purl round, and then I'll do an increase round where you knit into the front and the back of every single stitch. So you double every stitch. So that's what gives me the 480 stitches. And then you work 1 inch. So that's another 7 rounds. So I'll work 7 rounds with 480 stitches. Yikes. And then you do I think it says 6 rounds of garter stitch in the round. So that's, instead of doing all knit, then you knit, and then you purl, you knit, you purl, you knit, you purl. So I'll be doing 6. So I have to do 7 rounds total with the 480 stitches, and then you work the bind off. So even though it is a simple dress, it really is a simple dress. It's like you have to know how to knit, purl, and knit through the front and the back. The hardest part for me, well, obviously it's just time consuming, right? To do those 480 stitches for the 7 rounds is just like super time consuming. And so I don't even know if I'm going to get this done before I go home on my vacation or not. I'd like to have it done before I go home on vacation and go to hang with the family, but I might not get it done. I might be here, sitting here still when I get back. I don't know. But then once you do that, once you do the 13 rounds to do the bottom ruffle, and then you do the bind up, and then you still got to go back and you got to pick up and knit. There's like this cute little ruffle on each of the sleeves. So I have to pick up and knit for each of the sleeves. And then there's like the neck too, where I got to pick up and knit and do garter stitch. And I'll be honest with you, as somebody who's visually impaired, who knits by feel, I am not good at pick up and knit, especially with a DK weight yarn. So that's really, really going to challenge me to go around these little sleeve edges with this DK weight and try to find all those stitches and pick them up. That's really, really, really going to challenge me and be hard. And then to do the neckline. Now the neck is something that they wanted me to work the back first, and then pick up and knit for the shoulders for each of the front and the back, and you can tell because I'm visually impaired and I am not good at pickup and knit, I want to avoid pickup and knit whenever possible, right? So I did a provisional cast on at the top, and so then I put the stitches on hold for the right side and the back, and I went ahead and worked in the seam. So there's no shoulder seam at the top on mine. Did the left side and then went back to the right, worked the right side. So I still have my back stitches on hold for the neckline. So that's what's going. So I'm totally doing this differently than what they said. But the good thing for me with that is that I won't have to pick up and knit the stitches along the back of the neck. I'll just have to find them around the neckline. So we will see if I'm, and this is just, I think the neck, it said like work 4 rounds in garter stitch, which is what makes sense to me. So I want to make sure I don't lose my needles here. So, you know, it remains to be seen whether or not I can complete this project. But I'm just going to be real with you. This seems like a massively giant 2 toddler dress. I don't know. It might, to me, it seems like it's going to be way, way too big. But, you know, little girls like floofy dresses. So, it might be more like a 3-year-old size dress. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not at all good at picking children's sizes, at all. So, yeah, it's like it's big enough for me. It's huge. So I don't know. But it's fun. It's cute. I'm learning. I'm challenging my skills, and I picked this dress because I wanted to learn how to do this type of neckline, right? So anyway, that's what I'm whipping up. I don't know if I'll finish it before I go home or not. It might be here waiting for me when I get back. I don't think I'll bring it with me, but it's hard to say. I got a lot of other stuff to do before I get home. I got more organizing and tidying up and cleaning to do. So I don't know what kind of videos I'll be bringing you while I'm gone, or even right before I leave, all that kind of stuff. But you know, I'll put something out on my channel. It might not be knitting. You might not see as much yarn and knitting and crochet for a little while. You might see other interesting stuff. Or maybe it's not interesting to you. And that's totally okay. It's alright. Anyways, my friends, I think I'm going to end this WIP Wednesday video. Because if I start another round, we got to do another 240 stitches again together. Right? So, and you might not want to hang out with me that long, you know. So it's hard to say what people enjoy on the internet. So anyways, I think that's all for now. Say hello in the comment section. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know what your whip is. Let me know what you're doing for the summer. Let me know if you've worked with dottie yarn. And let me know what you think about the size of this dress, right? Is it just me? Or is it way too big for a 2 toddler? So anyway, I don't know. And I think for now, I'm just going to say happy stitching and bye-bye for now.